Hi there. This is Tyler, and we are sadly missing Rich today, but we will be playing Spire, which is by Grant Howitt and Christopher Taylor. We are in, I think, session 21. Holy crud. But we have everybody else here, and we are finding our way finally out of the Vermisian network and getting everybody back together up in Spire. Time has passed. So much going on. We are, of course, the IGOA. We're called such because we're playing from all across Europe and America. And why don't we just have everybody introduce their characters and themselves, and we will start at the beginning of our character sheet and move across. Jan, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Jan, he, him pronouns. I am in Belgium, and I will be playing Zordin. Zordin also uses he, him pronouns. He is a knight, which in Spire is a bit bar related and not so much noble knights, but like maybe they can still become noble knights. There's going to be some changes at some point. Before he became a knight, he was a duelist, and he's now on a quest to find the Grail, which is basically trying to find the previous saint of the knights. Well, he's still the saint of knights. Saint Beneferus, and I do so with the blessing of Lady Damnu, who is the representation of the Trinity of the goddesses of the moon. And while I'm on my quest, I still have my blessing from Damnu, so I can sometimes just ignore some damage to anything. Stress is the right word.
Some Fallout. Awesome.
Well, stress. Cool. I can ignore the stress. Fallout might still like.
Is it?
Fallout doesn't happen.
I thought it was you could ignore a Fallout.
It says. I'll go for the. When accepting requests, you're seen by Damnu, the Dark Elf Trinity of goddesses, and they will protect you once per session. When you suffer fallout, you can choose ignore it. Oh, okay. It is fallout. You're right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Next up, is Alex. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Gerald, the Masked. He is the spy master, sneaky adherent to the masked god, and he got memory dumped last session, so on top of all the other mental trauma that he's been having, I don't think the inside of his mind is in particularly good order at the moment. But luckily he does have Bizarre to look after him, so it's not all doom and gloom.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Next up, Jen, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hello, I'm Jen. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Funara, who also uses she, her pronouns. She's an Azurite and had her 1P light on last session because I was not here. I wonder what I got up to, but it's been exciting to be here in the Vermisian, seeing the train. And hopefully we don't see the train again anytime soon.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not the least, Sabine, introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Sabine. I use they pronouns. I am playing with Bizarre Shake Right, who uses he or they pronouns, mostly just he. He's an inksmith, means that he's the reporter, storyteller, writer, occasionally a poet. And yeah, he liked being in a library for a change. He thought that Gerald had sent a substitute, but apparently not, which is a bit confusing, but well, yeah, that's Gerald for you. Anyways, yeah, he has one of his relatives with him, his niece, who's supposed to learn things, and I wonder what she's learned so far. I might have to ask her. Probably nothing very useful besides don't get on this train when it's in the wrong time zone.
Well,
Views.
she might have picked up some things. She was there at the heart of an immense library and museum. So we'll have a chance to find that out.
Yeah, right. I mean, would run in the family, right? Picking stuff up in a library.
True. And to remind you, Jen, and everyone who might have watched, last time around, we had picked up our information about the slivers, finding out a bit deeper. I believe that it was Vizara that had kind of found out a good bit into that they were, how they sort of work, the dangers, and they are very dangerous, that this has been the purview of the Steris house, and that most of the home nations have even illegalized them. Finding out about these controlled slivers that also that someone can have, and they have these little servitor slivers that they'll put into someone and will be able to give the commands from distance, and if they don't do it, can inflict horrible pain or even death to them. But it also augments strength and mind and all sorts of various things. Also found out a little bit of the manufacturing of these things is a secret that is not known well. Again, Steris seem to be the only ones who did it. And that as such, they have kind of disappeared for most of Drow culture until we're starting to hear about them again now. We'd also had Rich had gone out and found a little bit more about the goddess being part of the solar pantheon, that they had all been sort of one group thing, and that there had been this progenitor sort of gods before it that the solar pantheon had overthrown, and even found out that at one point the Drow and the Elfir were one peoples, is the impression that was given in ancient times, and that this split where the solar pantheon and Lumiere kind of advanced up had caused the split between the two elven races, I suppose, species, however you'd like to look at that. And we had Gerald, during the course of our last session, have some looks into things that were going on back in Spire during the quick time jump y'all had suffered of 8 months. So, Alex, would you like to? We saw 3 things. Can you give a quick overview of those to Jen and to our watchers?
Oh yeah. Well, we definitely saw the. One moment.
We definitely saw the person behind you. Yes.
Yeah. She was very sneaky. Yeah, we saw the Viserys family. I always forget the name, the pronunciation.
Starries, yeah.
Starries. The Starries family has started to get its hooks in the Spire amongst the Drow community, setting up these housings for the poor and instituting a kind of badge system, which was keeping the streets safe with these guys with the badges walking around the streets, and yeah, and definitely some beating up of people who weren't wearing the badges, and yeah, they were offering free meals to the people with the badges, and lot of propaganda about the stories. We also saw the implanting of a slither, and that was quite nasty. It seemed also a way of building up their powers in the city. They were kind of giving them nasty needle things going into them, and now you can work for us and do things for us. And it had definitely a kind of secret police vibe going on. And then we saw somebody in a bar who heard too much, and I'm trying to remember the surrounding it, but
it was, yes, you had the person that ended up hearing too much, in fact, was a man named Tandy, and might have been that sort of last straw of trauma that afflicted Gerald as he walked in on one of the Stery's midwives, looking very spider-like, mandibles, multifaceted eyes, as she was telling a person working for House Stery's that they were going to be elevated and going to do greater works for the family, and not to worry, that all of the gifts that would be given would be a great help to them. And as this poor barman went in, she said, "You should not see this," and had bitten him in the neck with her mandibles and drank his blood. Yeah. So we have this sort of idea of some things going on back at Spire. And on our character keeper, we will notice that I have added something on the right side of our character sheet, character area. Just underneath where we have the picture of Spire, you'll see I've written Control and 1. Control is a new resistance, a new source of stress and fallout that we have in our Better the Devil adventure we have going on. And in a purely meta way, I will tell us, when things are going Stery's way, Control will go up. When things are thwarting the Stery's plan, Control will go down. It has the same mechanic of when it goes up, we have the potential for fallout, things that the Stery's will do to cause trouble and to affect Spire. So we can kind of keep an eye on things that are going on with it as we play along. I started it at 1 just to show that they have gotten started and things are going. So we're going to start with us making our way out of the Vermisian network. You are being led by a Vermisian knight who Vazar happened to meet when Vazar was perhaps poking a little too far into things that he was not supposed to.
Let's just check it. That was, what was his name? Sir Vigilant or something like that?
Sir Vigilant was what he was called.
Very well put together, young man.
He was
his name.
Mm-hmm.
And he is leading you along with your friend who took you in there. If you remember, you had Moat, who had given you, had been your guide in. She's coming out with you as well. And leading you through some ways that seem a bit safer. And in fact, where Moat had been very concerned all the way on your trip in, this guy seems a lot more confident taking you back out. And you get the impression the Vermisians have a pretty good understanding of how to get around to the network. Certainly they have trods that they use that are safer than others. And so as you're working your way out, Gerald, have you made an attempt to go over and speak with Vizar? This will be mere hours after your coming back to yourself. It would seem they got rather interested in showing you the door fairly recently.
Yeah. I think I would go up to Bizarre and vigilance. I don't like the way he's looking at you.
Oh, so you're Gerald again.
Yeah.
Cool. Should I tell him not to look at me?
Good. All right, good.
Could you please speak up a little, because
Yeah.
I know you're sneaky and supposed to be mysterious, but I really would like to understand what you're saying, at least.
I could get him to stop if you want me to.
Gerald, if I want people to stop staring at me, I can do that myself.
I think I give Vizar like a look up and down, like, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't want you to. Whatever you do to people that you want to stop doing something, he's been quite nice.
Has he?
Yeah, and he's pretty, isn't he?
Is he?
I mean, can't you see?
Let's just get out of these tunnels. Let's get back to Spire proper. We have work to do.
Oh yes, we do.
Yes. Sword, as you're heading out, did you have a chance? Did you choose to go and speak to Thorza about your visitation?
I don't think we had a good conversation about it yet. There was like a, wait, what just happened? And that I think that was basically it. And I'd like to have a bit of a better conversation with her about it.
Sir Sorden, are you sure you're all right?
I am absolutely not certain, no.
Is there something I can do to help you?
How are you on divine matters and stuff like that?
I will admit that I have not studied religion very much. Perhaps Aramis could help you.
Yeah, looking forward to having a conversation with Aramis as well. But okay, so the sword.
Yes,
You noticed it. Yes,
I did.
So, I think I'm trying. I'm getting a bit of a better understanding of it now. But like, so you know how Aramis is like he's devoted to Lemmy.
Yes.
And then there's also so that's the light side of the moon, right? And then there's like our glorious lady, who's the dark side of the moon. And then there's another side of the moon that's I was not super familiar with. The blood moon.
I admit I have not heard of this either.
Yeah. Well, so I saw Damnu, which is the three of them. And yeah, they want me to find Saint Beneverus.
Have you been using again, Sir Sword?
Not no, well, other than and like there's the he pulls out the hip flask and like I mean I had a bit of this, but no, and honestly, I had a lengthy conversation, which happened pretty much instantaneously because suddenly there was a sword, which, by the way, was a gift from Lekole.
I see. And she looks down at the sword. It is clearly, the sword is clear evidence that you were not hallucinating.
Yeah, apparently it's called Faux Bleeder. It sort of told me.
It told you, the sword.
Yeah, I like as soon as I got it, I heard the name in my head.
And you were to seek out Saint Beneferous.
Yeah, you know the guy who's supposed to have started the nights and
yes,
disappeared.
So I have done the reading.
So apparently he's still alive, or I don't know, maybe not. Alive is, I guess. Look, I'm not going to try to pretend that I have any understanding of what he's a saint. I don't know. He's still a saint. But apparently the ladies, well, I'm just gonna say Damnu, I guess. They think his time has come.
And you were to find him.
Which is going to be difficult because he's supposed to be somewhere underwater, which explains the dreams, I guess.
Yes, your dreams. Sir Sorden.
The thing that came out of my mouth was also in my dream, so there's that.
I had seen it before.
Oh, like you mean it came out and went back in, or have I had this? Have more things come out of me?
I will decline to fully answer that, Sir Sorden. But in this particular instance, I will say that I thought my eyes deceived me. I saw something, that thing. I saw that thing claw its way from you and jump out a window back when we were home. But
so there might be more of them.
I don't know. I cannot say for sure, though it would seem that your visitation or the sword purged that one. It would imply that you are free of them, of it. Why would it purge simply one?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
We could cut you open and find out.
Let's try some other ways first.
She chuckles a little at that.
Apparently I have a sacred duty now, so.
It sounds like we have a sacred duty, Sir Sword.
Well, funny you should mention that. Because apparently you do.
To aid you in your quest.
But after that. But I don't know what it is.
You were given this knowledge by
That's all the knowledge I was
Your
given.
visit.
Yes.
Well,
You also have a divine plan. Congratulations.
well, it sounds like we have your quest ahead of us, and perhaps after that, then I will discover whatever my divine plan may be, Sir Sword.
Till then, I'll try to keep making sure that you're ready.
So underwater, Sir Sword.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we're I don't think it has anything to do with the upside down things with the water and in the formation, but yeah, I don't know. It's
Well,
apparently I found a book, and apparently there was a tavern, and yeah, apparently he's still there, but the tavern isn't anymore. It got swallowed up by the river.
do you swim, Sir Sword?
Not particularly well, especially not considering like heavy
Well,
armor.
if he is under the water, I suppose your armor will help you considerably.
Yeah, except for like breathing part. I'm pretty sure I still don't breathe underwater.
One problem at a time, Sir Sword. One problem at a time. And she will pat you on the shoulder. Banara, as you're heading up out of the Vermisian, you think back to your time, your several days here amongst the sages, and you would have been given the opportunity to look about, and there were truly wondrous things here. There was some sort of machine that released lies into the world, was one thing they mentioned. There was also an area where knowledge condensed like dew on leaves, just appearing there. New information of this world and other worlds. The sages were happy to walk you about and through their stacks.
Oh, for sure. I'd take plenty of opportunities to do that.
Was there anything in particular you looked for? Either on your mission or off?
Well, we know plenty of stuff about the slippers now, or at least we've beat that drum.
Yeah.
So let's see. I suppose maybe Asteria's family genealogy would be kind of handy to have in the back pocket.
Ooh.
And otherwise, of course, when I'm in a huge store of knowledge and technology like this, what do they got for music? They got any LPs? Got any records?
I think that as far as music goes,
Wax tubes.
they do have similar to like a phonograph. And there is music, A, that is familiar, and B, some that is totally different than anything you've ever heard before.
Wild.
And this photograph, because I like to think, we're in that kind of weird techno magic-y world here in Spire. I think you've probably seen things like phonographs before.
I probably own one.
I think that's very reasonable. But this, they had like weird electrode type things and lights, and it would just pick up music, and they would use a dial to find music of different sorts on this same thing. They never seemed to put a phonograph on it. It would just locate songs and music
from whence ever they come.
from whencever it came.
Bizarre.
Um,
Incredible, fascinating. I love it.
and if you wish, you could have also, they would have copied some of the musics that they had in their library and given you some of that as well.
Oh, for sure.
As for the Steres family, I'll give you a quick little thing you have for sure, and then we can roll if you'd like to learn a little more.
Sure.
You know that Queen Philoppa was a princess rather than the actual queen back in the old country and originally, though they would take on grand titles here and there however they wished. She is married to Keslin. He is King Kreslin, though it is very clear in traditional and conservative fashion that she is the true ruler.
For sure.
They have a son, their eldest son, Halcyon. And then there are a number of 5 or 6, and I say 5 or 6 because looking through, there's a mention of a son that kind of sometimes appears in the genealogy, sometimes doesn't. And then there are 4 daughters. Looking through and reading a bit on it, there are innumerable cousins and relations to the family that you could find on the genealogy, but a lot of them have been killed. I mean, it's just, you see where whole segments of the family line just killed off, and the dates very much come to when the revolution occurred in the home nations.
Yep.
It is remarkable that the Vermisians have kept up the information, though you can see, all the way through. It is remarkable that they have kept up their genealogy knowledge there.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like, we can roll an investigation plus high society.
Let's do it.
You're good at that.
I'm good at that. I'm good at this. Hey, there's a 10.
Excellent. Reading through it, you find out that Halcyon is something of an embarrassment to the family. First off, he's not very bright. And he's kind of a bon vivant, going out. He likes to pull pranks on people, pranks that sometimes result in fatalities. And he has gotten into enough trouble that the family over these years have had to leave places because of it. And he's been run out, and consequently the family with him from a few of the little settlements they'll go to, or a couple of the home nation cities that they had holed up in. And it has not helped at all the Steres reputation to have this terrible scion of the family. The other thing you find in with that, and I'm going to we'll add Halcyon's name in here. There, let's see, make sure I spell him right. Halcyon, and I should capitalize that, but not that. And There. And his sister, the oldest daughter of the queen, who is Andropa. Spell things wrong. I'm terrible at typing. There we are. She, however, is quite the apple of her mother's eye. Devoted to the, or at least known to be devoted to the glorious mother. She is a Lashon. She is said to have considerable blessings that come to her. And her reputation as a healer is quite good. But digging a little deeper, there are some weird rumors that while she has healed a great many people have also gone for healing and just never come back. And finally is that the core of their inner circle, the people that are always with the queen, are her midwives. And you saw 4 of them yourself. But that it is said that they have mysterious powers, that they are able to communicate with each other silently and with the queen, and that they always seem to know her will, and are considered very dangerous. But yeah,
Not inviting them to tea, that's for sure.
And so as you're thinking a little bit back on what you've learned there, you reach street level of the actually the Blue Market is where you're going to come up.
Oh boy.
It is bustling and busy as Sir Vigilant turns to your group. I have returned you to Upper Spire. You have received the friendship of the sages, and as such, I would bid you welcome should you wish to return. They have asked me to do so. However, the way is somewhat difficult. Should you have need, then you may go to, and he's going to suggest, I just figure which one of these he's going to suggest to you. Actually, he'll go with Polaris. If you return to Polaris Station, one of our representatives would see a message on the train schedule if you leave it there, and we would be in touch.
Understood.
Thank you for your guidance, Sir Vigilant.
You are welcome. Bizarre.
Yes, that's my name, Bizarre Shade, right? Maybe, are you ever up Spire around here?
My duties bring me occasionally.
It might be nice or interesting to meet
Well,
up.
if we're safe and out of the ruining ways, so
Yes, thanks
we
to
have
Sir
work
Vigilant.
to do. So
He looks over at you, Gerald. I am glad that you have recovered your senses, sir. And you, Bizarre, I thank you for your invitation. Your reputation as a journalist has reached even down into the Vermisian, and I am always interested in hearing tales and rumors.
Well, then you can meet me at the Crack and Bell at the evenings, I guess. So looking forward to reconnecting.
And all of you, safe travels. The Spire has become very disrupted of late.
Yeah.
I think it has been for generations.
Rarely steady for long. We'll watch our backs.
And he turns, and the stairway that you had come up, he heads back down.
I poke at Fonara as she's going, not so that he can hear it, and we'll watch his back as well.
He is a striking figure.
It's a well-formed leg right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Market, as I say, is hopping. And you are not terribly far from your own storefront, Fedara.
Yeah, I need to go there and find out what's going on.
All right. Does everyone wish to go with Fenara? Anyone? Sort of, where are you wanting to go?
I think Jordan definitely wants to go to the docks, but
All right, so you're striking off towards the docks. Bazaar, where are you heading?
I think I need to get Loris back to her mother before she carves my ears out, right? Because she probably is unhappy, and maybe she has kept my place up. I don't know, but she knows where I've kept my money, so I hope some of it is still left.
All right, you begin heading back towards your digs. Gerald, where are you heading?
I think Gerald doesn't go that far. I think he kind of, from a distance, he kind of follows Bizarre until he gets back to his apartments and then goes off in search of. Gerald wants to collect some badges. Some of those badges that the Asteris family were handing out to people.
So you're wanting to go and collect one of those.
Preferably enough for the group.
All right, and I just saw your message. I am so bad at reading chat.
I was just
All
hoping
right.
I wasn't distracting you from.
That's a pretty good, interesting idea that you had in chat there, Joe. So you're wanting to head over towards where some of the Ceres tenements are?
Yeah, Derelictus, I believe.
Derelictus and Ivory Row were the two places you had seen in your visions. Derelictus down at the bottom, Ivory Row towards the top. Derelictus. And so the party kind of splits up. As Fedara, you head over towards your storefront. Now, you have employees that are, one presumes, quite capable and good at their jobs.
Sure, and I told them that, I might be gone for as much as a week.
It has been a great deal longer, but as you move over, you find that the storefront looks exceptional, quite prosperous. In fact, there have been some bits of decorating and looks, like I say, it looks as though they have not only been doing well, but have taken to kind of improving things. And as you walk up, one of them, Lady Fenara, it is so good to see you.
Good afternoon. I've been away for a distressing amount of time. How have things been?
We were very worried about you. Please, things are going very well. The agreement you had made with the Steries, they have been coming and doing considerable
Show me
business
those
with us.
contracts right now.
Well, absolutely, yes, of course, please. And they lead you back, and you find that they had indeed had you importing things for them, mostly fine things, expensive things, and home nation type
Looking
things.
for my signatures.
There, you had received. Let's see, they had sent to you, she'd spoken to you, but I don't think she'd ever, you personally, received any sort of, and you do not see that there are anything with your signature. And what they've done is, in fact, it's not like they have you under contract or anything. They've just come to you with, we need to purchase this, and been willing to pay very well for it. And your employees, it seems like they had arranged, like,
I mean, if somebody like Philippa Steris walks up to them and says, "Oh yeah, I've totally got a contract," my employees are like probably not going to question that deeply enough to go, They're just going to go, "I can make money for my boss. Excellent."
And it's been, like I say, it's not like you've been brought into anything where you're doing it exclusively working for them.
Right.
But looking over stuff that's brought in, it's pretty clear that they arranged the connections. Like, this merchant off in Yeez, and this merchant back at Daramonade, all these places that, the stuff was coming in from. Your people had gotten the names probably from her contacts.
Right. And yeah, so does it look like we're basically the rubber stamp at the end, or are we a little bit more involved in operations than that?
Giving it a good look over, there's an element of laundering money going on here. They seem very excited how much, they pay in gold and in gems.
I demand to see my most accountant-like employee, whether or not such a position truly exists in my company.
Yes, ma'am.
What does this look like to you?
It looks like they're willing to rather overpay. They never ask for any change, and as I say, they deal primarily in precious metals and gems.
All right, very well. I'm going to represent this information in a hopefully cleaner and clearer sense, and I make a little chart, painstakingly not saying anything while they watch me do it, and they are not permitted to look away, as I tally up the overpayment.
Oh my, it has been considerable.
So we are either being bribed or we are laundering money, because we are being overpaid so that we pay them in product and dren, in legal scrip and applicable credit.
Oh dear. Have I gotten us in trouble?
I do not blame this on you. I am merely showing you a future problem and how to spot it.
We opened up an account. The truth is, the metals have been relatively easy to convert.
Of course they are.
But the gems, well, I've been saving them for when you return, to how best to try to deal with them.
Let's see them now. Let's take a break from numbers. Let us handle materials. Show me these commodities.
Certainly, we need to go, however, and they're going to inform you that they have opened up an account with one of the bigger banking houses here in Spire.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go with them, they will happily take you there. They give you the books for it, and inform you. You could see you're receiving interest on it.
Mm-hmm.
They gave an assessment of the value of these gems. You haven't seen them yet, but once you get there and take a look, doesn't seem like they were trying to rip you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, it's just there's not as much demand for gems, but gems sort of sit in vaults and go up in value, and that's their purpose.
Yeah.
Is to be something to be loaned against perpetually, and then have the payments made on that increase in value, which only rich people get to do, not us. But
but I'll say you're pretty darn wealthy at the moment.
mm-hmm.
Again, kind of hard to make liquid without taking a bit of a loss rapidly, but it's sitting in there and it is pretty substantial. Glass Helm, that's the name of the investment banking house that you are part of, the Glass Helm company. And you know enough information that they tend to like give loans out to upper class people who are doing like major renovations for homes, and they've been known to give out to undersign things that like the council will do.
Right.
So they're well placed.
Oh yeah. Very well then. I will, of course, thank the folks who have been showing me my property and my holdings. And
of course, Miss Fedara, we are happy to have your custom here. And in fact, at any point that you wish to perhaps invest in some of our projects, we do quite a bit of increasing our clients' assets through spreading them across projects.
That is an interesting proposition that I will have to keep in mind for the future.
Well, Glassheim is here at your service. As we say at Glassheim, business should be transparent.
Ah, charming. Have a lovely afternoon, sir.
And we're going to scoot over to you, Vazar. As you get back to your home.
No, I'm going to my sister. She doesn't live at my home.
I thought you were going there to see if it, I see.
No, I go to my sister because she probably wants her daughter at one point. I mean, I've taken her out for the first time. It's been gone 8 months that she will have my ears. But, well, anyway, I hope she kept my place, kind of paid the rent for it, and then kept people from taking my new typewriter, right? Really don't want to go back to my old place.
I think it's certainly from the sound of things, she will be a bit, she'll be very happy to see her daughter. And will probably give you the business for not having sent any sort of letter at all. I know you write, Vazar. How did I not get any letters? Nothing? Where have you been?
We've been at a mission station, and there was a bit of a time loop. And I know that sounds like an excuse, but it wasn't. It
sounds one of your stories, Vazar. It's what it sounds like.
Doesn't it? Right, it's a good point. Thank you. I can use that.
You took my daughter into those terrible places full of awful things.
Yeah, I mean, she wanted to go, though.
Oh, she's 18, Vazar.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to learn if she wants to be a reporter. You can't, it's not a safe job, you know that.
No letters, no word.
There
I
was
was
no-
worried sick.
I know, I apologize. I'm sorry. This was not my intention when I went there. I couldn't write a letter to you.
And our brother's been sniffing around.
God, Godless. Sorry. What? Why though? I mean, he's been sniffing around where my place, and I told him he gets money, but the next time he comes by, I'll stick my knife friend on him.
Well, he said that that father was wanting to see you.
Yeah, well, shouldn't have thrown me out then.
And your lovely apartment.
Yeah.
I went there first, found out that you were behind in rent.
I didn't mean to be gone so long.
Well, apparently your books at least are selling well. I was able to get an advance from that publishing house and that newspaper. At least that kept the lights on in your place.
Thank you, Marcy. I owe you. I owe you a lot.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Have I
Okay.
told you that you are very pretty and that I love you?
None of your tales. Sit down. Have something to eat.
Yes, Marcy. Thank you.
But she has managed to keep your place rent up, and she has gone in occasionally to like dust and see if there was something there from you. And I think that probably your niece gives a like a excited tale of what you've done, and she doesn't quite believe that it's been 4 days since you left, according to them. But she will tell you that because she works as a maid, right?
She's works as a tailor actually at the fashion design house for the higher ups. I mean, she's not someone you put in the room when the higher ups are there, but she's kind of doing the seams and stuff like that.
It seems as though like you notice that her house looks like there's a few new things. When she serves you a meal, it is quite nice.
Mhm.
She says, we have been unbelievably busy. There's a new noble house in Spire.
The Starries.
Oh, you have heard.
I've heard about them.
They have been simply buying all of the most beautiful of gowns. My lace work is now in every fine house at every ball.
Congratulations, Marcy. And you deserve it. But the Starries, there are things about them.
I've heard all the old gossip there.
It's not old gossip. This noble house, they use what are they, slivers? They use them, and these slivers are banned in the homelands in most nations. So be careful.
I don't know slivers from slugs, but I do know that they have been opening up clinics. They've been housing the poor.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad precisely, but I'm saying be careful.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's about time that we had one of these noble houses that was willing to do things for the lower class people.
Yeah, sure. I agree with you. I do, but
it's not like the Elfir are doing anything to help us.
Yeah,
and
no.
I haven't seen any help from any other noble house. None of them. They dance and they party and they drink and they live as though that their whole lives are just as good as ever. Why? Because they're willing to kiss the boots of the Elfir. And now Steris has come, and they're showing what it is to be a noble, to take care of people. Back home, and derelict as you remember how bad it was, right?
Yes, I do. I do.
Well, in whole neighborhoods, they built beautiful homes for people, and it's safe. All the gangs, they've run them out of those neighborhoods. All of the old drug dealers and pimps, they've thrown them right out.
Yeah, it's good. This is a personal thing, Marcy. I don't want you to get too close to one of them. Just keep under their radar is all I'm saying, because they have a dark side and I don't want you to run afoul of that. I think they are a lot better than the elf here for Spire, for all of us. But
well, I can't imagine I would ever be in such elevated company, but I will keep in mind what your warning is.
good. Good.
Maybe you could write one of your little stories about them.
Yeah, maybe I could. Maybe I could, yeah.
It would be good to get, the story out of how they're helping people. Most of the newspapers don't write anything about it. They don't care what happens to the poor.
It's true. Yeah, that's a good point, Marcy. I will do that, but I will have to look at stuff before I do that. Right? That I won't just write a puff piece. I do that for my friends, but not for somebody I don't know that well.
Well, keep eating that mushroom. You've hardly touched it, and you're nothing but skin and bones.
I don't like these mushrooms, Marcy. I've never liked them. You know that. I've eaten them when I was a kid because there was nothing else. But if I can choose, I like these a lot better. Look, the goldenish ones, the gray ones. They taste like they're dead. I will. Thank you. They're lovely. Even the gray ones are almost palatable.
She gives you a look. Sword!
I wink at her.
You make it back to the Kraken Bell. And first thing you notice there is there are fewer knights.
Okay.
As you come in, there, people are drinking and enjoying themselves, same as always. And as you come in, a few people, Sword! I thought you were dead.
The reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. Where's everyone?
Oh, well, this is most of us, a bunch of, they kind of come up to you. A bunch of them have taken on jobs elsewhere. They've taken on working for the Staries, Good jobs.
Staries?
Yeah, it's a noble house. They've hired on knights from a lot of the bars. Renounce their vows.
What?
They felt like they could get paid more, and some of them have gotten these powers. I mean, like stronger than normal people. They said the Staries know magical rights or something. Said that the old order was nothing but just a bunch of thugs. Can you believe that? Calling us thugs.
That doesn't generally bode well.
The Duke's been up in arms about it.
Well, I need to start somewhere. And then, everyone, get around.
And you hear, oh, Sword's back. Where you been, Sword? It's good to see you. We figured you were working for the Staries.
No. And to that regards, I want to gather the Kraken Bell. Everyone. I have questions. I need help. and I don't know who else to trust. And including, I would like you all to get the Kraken Bell, even those that are not now here now. I want you to try to get them back here, and especially the senior members.
All right, Sorden. So you're calling a boot.
Yeah, I suppose I am.
They look over towards the bartender and he says, well, all right. And he reaches under the bar and you see him pull out kind of a hammer. He goes over and bang on the bell there. And you feel for a moment this sort of call to come here. You feel it like in your bones. It sort of rattles. We'll spread the word, Sir Sorden, that you're calling everyone home. I mean, some of the folks have renounced their vows, but we'll try to get them here.
We have a job to do. I have a job to do.
Job. Is there got to be profit?
I don't know. Probably not.
They sort of grumble. Gonna be a hard sell there, Sorden.
Well, let me worry about making the sell. I need all of you and your squires. You two. Go out, get people, get the knights.
All right, Sir Sorden. And
especially the old ones.
And bartender says, what about the other orders?
Honestly, let's start here. Because yes, but we'll have to work outwards from here.
All right.
Honestly, I want all especially the older knights. But let's start with ours. It'll take some time.
Yes, sir. All right, and they sort of circulate out after slamming back their drinks, and begin looking for the rest of the order. And I think
I need to roll on like my bonds with the Kraken Bell, or
yeah, let's have you roll on your bonds with the Kraken Bell.
That's appropriate, maybe.
Yeah.
So bond rolls 1d10 default.
Plus, this is within their
neighborhoods, at
their
least.
neighborhood, and I suppose getting everybody together is what they're good at. So I think you've got 3.
All right. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. 5.
Ooh, 5. Well, to that bond, let's roll a d6.
All right. A 1.
Oh, very good. So you have 1 stress on your bond with them, and they're going out circulating to try and bring folks in. We know how that's going to go, but we'll see what falls or what develops from it here in a moment. Why don't we take a break here? If you'll hit pause, Jen, up at the top. All righty, we're back. So Cheryl, where were you heading?
To Derelictus.
Yes.
I think
As you head down Spire and heading into what you've known Derelictus to be a dark and rather dangerous place. But as you come out of, coming from the docks and down into Derelictus, first thing you see is that the neighborhood right here at the entrance from the docks and the Blue Market, very quiet and orderly. The streets are clean, and you see that the houses, there are new apartment buildings there. Some, very newly constructed. And you also see several patrols going around the perimeter of them wearing that Steris badge. Now, this is a main thoroughfare, so you do see people coming and going that don't have the badge, but there is the clear look of people that are there at the apartment buildings watching over, keeping an eye on people passing by, and generally kind of looking threatening, if you want to know the truth of it. What are you going to do?
So how big are like these kind of guards or watchmen or whatever with the badges? Like how many, like the groups are they like?
They usually they go in pairs. And this is a whole section of buildings that have been set up kind of off to one side. The big entrance down here, the main thoroughfare, along one side of it, you see there are 5 or 6 of these apartment buildings that have been built. And you'll see pairs of these guards at every door entry into them. And then you'll see a couple of pairs kind of walking the sidewalks around the perimeter of it. And then as you look off to the other side of the street, it looks much more like the Derelictus you've known all your life, the Warrens and the kind of darkened areas that are normal Derelictus. But it certainly does seem like this area here is no longer people used to just be mugged coming down here if they weren't careful. Doesn't seem to be happening right here.
I walk straight towards one of the pairs of guards.
They look up at you. Can I help you?
Sir, my friend, he said not, I shouldn't, but I was wondering where we could get those, the badges. I heard you get, free food with. My friend, he said I shouldn't, he said he was saying all this bullshit about the Steries, but
You shouldn't listen to that. Steries
of course,
are
sir.
taking care of people.
Everything I've heard is they've said that. They're doing right by the drow.
Well, if you're interested, we could take you to one of the counselors. And they'll sit down and
I wouldn't
talk
want to
with
waste
you.
their time, sir.
Well, if you're wanting to come under the protection of House Steries, you speak with a counselor, and they find out what jobs you're good at. They give you gainful employment, and you get taken care of. Our houses are all safe. No one's starving. Everybody has a job to do.
That sounds good.
He points down towards one of the apartment buildings. Just head up to the door there. That's that's where the administration for this block is. They'll
Thank you, sir.
be happy to have a new recruit like you.
Have a good day. Go where he pointed.
Stairs be praised.
Stairs be praised.
You walk on down.
Yeah.
As you come up to the stairs, the two guys at the door give you a look over. You coming in to speak to a counselor?
Yes. If it's no bother.
They're happy to have new recruits. Don't worry, son. You'll be part of the family.
Stairs be praised.
Stairs be praised. Stairs be praised. And they motion you on into this very nice kind of entryway. You don't know if this is what it's like in all the apartments, but everything's clean. It's not fancy by any stretch. But you do see there is, like a pot or a big stein that has the smell of mushroom tea. I'm trying to think can't remember what, like a steeping, a big tea thing for keeping water hot. And they have like little pastries there beside it. And as you come in, a pleasant looking drow lady comes up to you. You see she's dressed well, nothing elaborate, but tidy and well put together. She has the badge on. You also see on the wall, pretty much the only ornamentation to the place is an enormous picture of a drow woman, quite old, wearing black, and she has a rather ornamental crown on her head. She, honest to goodness, she looks kind of mean, but she's attempting a benevolent smile in the picture. Doesn't seem to fit. Even the artist seems like they shied away from painting that smile a little. But the well put together woman, her hair carefully coiffed, comes over and says, "Hello, can I help you?"
I was told to come here if I wanted to sign up.
You want to join the family? My
Very
poor
much.
little lost lamb, please come join the flock. And she says, "Come, let me," and she motions you towards a little office. "Come sit down. Would you care for some tea? Are you hungry?"
Some food would be. Does it cost it? No.
No, you poor dear. She makes a motion, and you see a person, a drow, in a really utilitarian kind of coverall outfit, go running over to the table and get a cup of tea and a little plate with some of the pastries on it, come running into the office and set it down in front of you. "Please have something to eat. You look famished."
Is it okay if I take it for later? Sometimes.
"Have some now, and you can take some with you when you leave."
I mean, do I sense any danger? Can I try and get a read on if there's like danger in this food? Because
You certainly can. Let's first off, I think you have a thing to be, I don't know how it covers this. Eyes open. That's more
a
being
bit.
surprised, isn't it?
Yeah,
All right.
it's more I suffer no penalties for being surprised, though.
Right. I think let's roll. You can either go with investigate or deceive. Deceive would be to see if she's trying to fool you. Investigate would be trying to read her motivations. And this will either be order or low society.
Oh, I got order and I got deceive.
All right.
That's 3 dice then.
That's 3 dice.
Yeah. I got a 10.
She does not seem to be lying to you. She does not seem to be, you do not get the impression she's trying to poison you or anything.
Then I like kind of nervously reach my hand towards the food, but then just
She smiles
this
again.
is good.
I'm glad to hear. You,
And then sorry,
it's all right.
crumbs.
Slack your hunger. You're safe here.
Okay, thank you.
I have a couple of questions.
Anything?
Are you on any sort of drugs?
Well,
It's all
not
right.
now.
But you have been using them.
A long time ago.
Oh, you no longer have that habit.
We'll have to kill her. I don't know anymore.
I see. And do you work?
Sometimes do cleaning when they when they need someone.
I see. Do you have a home?
Well, a spot was out of the wind, and it's pretty warm. It's like the heating from the building next door.
But that must be very dangerous, mustn't it? Do
I got a
people,
friend.
do you? A friend?
He said I shouldn't have come, but
Oh, now that is a shame. Maybe once you've had a chance to see what you can gain here, then you can convince him to come as well.
am I able to get if I could get a badge for him, then you could get food as well?
I'm afraid not. He would have to come and speak with one of our counselors.
Of course, yeah.
Now, we can find you a place to live, and we can set you up with rations so that you never have to be hungry. And all you have to do is earn your way by doing work. Many of our people help clean the streets
I can do that.
or clean here inside of the apartment buildings. We need cleaners. We need good, decent drow who are willing to work to help. That's all Steris is looking for, is to bring all the drow together, helping each other.
I would like that.
I think we're going to have you try to deceive her here, because she is quite good. It is her job to root out people who might be just lying at her. So you're looking at a difficulty of 1 here.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was useful before, but the deceive knack disguises on the fly.
I think that'll work. Yeah, you're making yourself into this poor wretch here.
So that's an order still.
Order will work. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this place, You are dealing with the
Yeah.
authority.
So that puts up to 4 dice.
Yes.
I'll have an extra. I got 9.
Very good. She says, I have a good feeling about you. What is your name?
Dinner.
She pulls out a little book. And she says, Can you write your name?
Oh, I can do that one.
Write your name here in this book.
I take my time.
And we will give you a place to live. I will have someone show you a place to live. And you should report in the morning to we call them the superintendent of your apartment building. And he will have an assignment for you to begin working. And she puts a badge down. Here is a badge. You can go to any of the dining rooms and you can eat.
Am I able to see where that badge came from, like on a person or?
She reached into a drawer at her desk and pulled out one. It's probably you probably could see there's several. Now I should tell you, once you take on one of our apartments, once you begin enjoying your rations with us, you are expected to work. It is good for your soul to have work.
I can work. Whatever's needed, I'll do that.
Well then, I think you're going to be doing just fine. She motions, and you see that person in their little coveralls. We can get you a uniform, but this is 74. He will take you to your apartment.
Thank you. 74, was it?
Yes, I'm sorry. It is easier for us to keep up with people by number. Obviously, he has a name. Your name is? He says, Timon. Yes, Timon. But 74 is his designation within his apartment.
So I get a number as well?
You certainly will.
Okay.
And please take another pastry as you go. And once you're settled into your apartment, the supervisor will come and have a word with you. She stands up and she reaches out her hand.
I wipe it on my sleeve. And then
she takes it, she says, you don't need to be afraid anymore. The family has taken you in. You're one of us now.
Steris be praised.
Steris be praised. And as she steps back away, 74 goes, if you'll follow me. And he'll take you out of this building, walk you by the pastry table to let you pick up another. And he takes out of this building and down a well-lit little side road to one of the apartment buildings back off the main drag. He says, have you had it rough?
Better than some, not as bad as others.
I was like you, living on the street. I I'd gotten involved with the Drek. Lost
Wow.
my job. My family thrown me out. I thought that, well, I was just chasing one high to another. And then I met somebody here from the family. They told me that I didn't have to keep doing that. They brought me in, and my counselor, he helped me kick the Drek. And they gave me a job and food. You can eat as much as you want. And my apartment is clean. We all look
How
out
many do
for
you
each
share
other.
with?
Oh, well, I've got one to myself. I don't have any family. If you've got family, then you have a larger one.
I got a friend, but
Well, if your friend is close and you want to share an apartment with them, they'll usually allow that. It's changed my life. I was totally lost. But the family found me. You look like you're not as bad off as I was. You don't have the shakes. I'm guessing you don't use.
but I've seen how it was.
Well, if you work hard, you can move up.
Can you get to be like a counselor, like the?
It's only been, heck, not even a year since they started building the apartments and the family started coming together. When I first heard about them, I sort of laughed. But yeah, I imagine all the counselors were just like us at one point.
Be a counselor, that'd be something.
Well, you'd be able to help people, and
Yeah.
that's what we've needed here. All the other noble houses, they didn't give shit about us.
Or up Spire.
But the Queen came, and it's gonna be like the legends of old. Drow, strong and proud again.
We have the Spire to ourselves again, like you say it was.
He kind of looks around. Well, I mean, the Elfir. But if anybody could save us from the Elfir, it's the Staries.
I mean, who else is looking out for us?
Nobody. We've got our own queen. Staris be praised.
Staris be praised.
He takes you into an apartment building and up a set of stairs to an apartment. 131. And he lets you in. It is a small apartment, but
I look around awestruck.
it has furnishings in it, a desk, a bed, a little cooking area. It has a bathroom. It's a one-room apartment, but it's clean. He says the super will be up to see you soon. Don't go wandering till he gets here. I mean, you'll just need to speak with him.
Yeah. I'm still like looking around in awe at the kind of all this to myself.
Welcome to the family.
I guess I'll see you sometime.
Sure. I mean, I live back at the other apartment, but I mean, I'm around.
Thank you. I mean, my house is your house.
He sort of smiles and, don't worry, you'll get used to it. And he heads out the door. He looks back as the door's closing and says, I tell you, things are getting better for us. And the door closes.
Yeah. I'm now just casing the room for, like, is there any like holes or anything that feels like I could be listened or watched?
We're going to skip away from you here in just a moment, but I think that's worth knowing before we do. I think it's going to be an investigate.
Okay.
And either order or crime.
Well, I have order, so
So 2 dice.
yeah. An 8.
Okay. Success with no stress. Does not seem as though there's anything here listening to you, but you do notice something pretty quickly. There's no lock to your door.
I very just quickly just set something, maybe like a little pin or something, or a hair just on the door. And are there windows?
Yours doesn't have a window now.
Just on the door.
And we're
I
going
want
to
to know if people come in.
Okay. We're going to scoot away. Let's pull up. I think we've done one once around. So let's pull up a little bit and find out what we'd like to do. And then I can shape maybe some scenes if we want. Fanara, what are you thinking of doing here in the, either immediate or in the next, hour, or not hour, day?
Right. I mean, probably Fanara's going to have her hands full just starting to take in what her business has been doing over the last 8 months.
Okay.
And getting a feel for how deep into Steris's operations her own happen to be at this moment.
Okay. And I think that will be, that's going to take the day.
Oh, yeah.
And like I say, you kind of get that impression that laundering is going on, but something that is also going to become pretty apparent is that they're shuffling that money, because you're getting extra money to bring this stuff in. They're also shuffling out that treasure basically for the things they're getting too. So I mean, it's trying to alter where their money looks like. So Jan, what do you think? I know you've got the meeting you're wanting to have, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sabine, what are you wanting to do here in the next day?
I think I need to go back to my apartment. Then I need to go back to my publisher. I need to go back to the Ray Manors and see what's what. Just checking the lay of the land, finding out what's going on, avoiding my brother if he's hanging around, and yeah, basically just checking up things, and maybe in the evening then reconnect with either Sordin or Fanara. If Gerald wants something, I don't know where to find him. So if he wants something, he knows where to find me. Maybe.
Okay. Come back to you in a minute. Alex, what are you thinking for the day? Are you planning to stick around here?
I mean, I want to have the landlord meeting before I disappear. But I think checking dead drops and seeing if I can figure out where Blakely is.
Okay. All right. I think we're going to do Sordin's meeting here. I like that one. And it kind of, I think there's going to be something interesting to that. So, you see people moving in and out, they've gone out trying to talk with folks. And by afternoon, there's a few more here, but not many. And, you begin to get the realization that, you're hearing rumors of some of the seniors of this order. A couple of them, renounced their vows and have gone off. A couple of them just flat out disappeared. That's not unknown for knights. Knights get into trouble. There is one of them who's stuck around and is here with you. But it means you've sort of moved up pretty high as one of the seniors of the Kraken Bell at this point.
All right.
And as afternoon comes, you have maybe a dozen of your order there with you, of what used to be 25 to 30.
And I'll start with I know I should have made this clear when I sent people out, but of course, drinks were on me. And then goes
Here, here, woo-hoo!
So, I honestly don't know how few as well I shoot, but I have been given a quest, and I humbly ask for your assistance.
The other senior there goes, what's on your mind, Sordin?
Well, and takes a big drinks half his cup and drinking some courage and so I am gonna get into the details. If you want to hear details, come to me after. I've been tasked with finding Saint Benefer's.
There's a moment, and then several people begin laughing.
And I let it go for a while and just stand there I know.
Oh, I'm going to visit Lumier's palace. They get it out of their system as you stand waiting.
Yeah, well, there's going to be this uncomfortable silence once they're all done with their jokes. Yeah, I know.
Senior, Sir Sordin, what do you mean?
Well, I think I made it perfectly clear. I am looking for the saint that started the Order of the Knights.
He's been dead for ages.
He's a saint. And from what I've found so far, he had a favorite pub. I think it was the Grail.
Really?
And when he disappeared, it disappeared. Now, I can spend a lot of time searching the shores of probably, I'm guessing, the River Alf. But I don't know. I need people that have been around a long time. People that know how the river changed. People have heard of the Grail. People, I'm not expecting to find people that know, that have known St. Jennifer's. But I can't do this by myself.
You hear kind of a amongst the knights and some of them, what is it? This is crazy. Before your senior kind of, wait a minute. It is an unknown for knights to take on quests. Used to happen more. He's kind of saying this to the rest of the crew, but it happens. We aren't what we used to be, but it's a sacred thing when a knight takes on a quest. Sir Sorden, that's what you feel you've been tasked to do, and we'll support you. But you'll have to tell us.
For anyone that is willing to help me in my search, for as long as you're searching, your drinks are on me.
That gets a very well. I mean, Sir Sorden, you're probably going to have to go and talk with the other orders.
Oh yes, I intend to. But you're my order. And, well, if I wouldn't come to my own order first, then, well, I wouldn't be much of a Kraken Bell, would I?
I suppose the question is, when you find him, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I need to find him. And well, apparently he needs to be relieved.
See your senior, his eyes sort of widen. Oh. All right, Krakens. So Sorden has asked for our help in his quest. He is offered to cover our tabs, which I think is very fair. And I think we all know that lately the order is, well, we're losing people. We're losing our way. I, for one, I'm willing to help Sir Sorden, because I think it'll give us purpose. But I can't speak for all of you. This is a moot. Every knight has his voice and stands up. But I stand with Sir Sorden. Sorden, why don't you roll me a compel plus either order or low society?
Yeah, well, both of those I have, so it's fine. I'm guessing. I'm guessing since I offered to pay for their tabs, the it might come out of silver.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption.
That's okay. I mean, I have my silver is not horrible. Dice. That's a 7.
All right. You're covering their whole tab.
It's a lot.
Roll me a d8 for stress.
Okay. 88. Oh, come on. Watch me roll an 8. No, it's a 1.
Lucky guy. As one by one, your brother knights, your sister knights begin to stand. I stand with Sorden. I stand with Sorden's tab. Yeah, I'll take another drink with Sorden. And your whole order stands beside you.
Thank you. It's well, I hope it will be worth it. But if not, then at least you got free drinks out of it, right?
Free drinks from Sorden. And they begin celebrating. There's a bit of music that starts playing, and they do seem kind of enthused to have something they're doing. As your senior kind of pulls you to the side, he says, Sorden, you should go to the Duke.
Oh, I know.
If anybody knows anything about it, it'll be her.
Yeah, but she's still not gonna like this. But I know I have to talk to her next, because
Well, the
let's start
way
here.
the way these Staries have been pulling knights from the orders, I don't know. Maybe the Duke will be happy to have something to rally behind. She always seemed to like you.
It's a liking that's works well as long as I'm doing what she wants me to do, and I don't think that this is exactly what she wants.
Well, at least for me, I'm glad to see somebody on quest. Last time I saw someone on quest, they went down to the heart. They were trying to fight the dragon.
Yeah, I missed out on that one.
They never came back, Sorden.
I guess it's good that I missed out on it then.
He claps you solidly on the shoulder, looks at the bartender. I'll have a triple.
You heard the man.
All right. Bizarre.
Me.
You head back to your apartment, and indeed find it fairly neat and tidy. You have stacks of mail that your sister has kind of put on your desk near your typewriter, and then when it overflowed your desk, she has it kind of stacked in a box beside your desk.
Great. And of course, Loris is not here with me because her mother wanted her to stay with her, which is reasonable, I guess, but I could have really used her right now because I can't read all of this mail. I'll skim it, I guess, seeing if there's anything that pops, like, probably bills and stuff. I guess they would have sent people, and I usually am pretty good at paying my bills, so.
A lot of it you have is there's contacts, especially from your gossip column, a lot of little notes from tons of people. That is a lot of it. There's also publishers who are interested in knowing where's the next manuscript. You get a couple of things from the Gazette where they're asking where's stories, and then later on, have you disappeared? And, all these sorts of things. You also see one that does not have, it has your name written on it, but must have been hand delivered. There's not like your address to it.
Interesting. I cannot resist a mystery, so.
Cracking it open, you see something written in code. It does not take you long to figure it out, though, this being your specialty. It was written 2 months back, and it is several cells have been discovered.
Oh.
And an attempt has been made on my life. I am currently only observing Dropbox 4.
Okay.
I do not know where you have gone. I cannot contact any of your fellows. When you return, find me. There is great danger.
Okay. Do I have? I imagine that it's pretty clear who it's from.
And there is a stylized spider signal at the bottom.
It's probably still Makareth. So, okay. Fine, great. I've got nothing else to do. Anyways, do I have an idea where to find her with the spies, the spider, kind of a code signal thingy?
No, probably. She's probably in hiding.
Yeah, so I can't find her, but I can find Dropbox number 4.
Yes.
And I will encode myself a message saying, "Hey, Makareth, we're back." I won't write Makareth, obviously, but "Hey, spider thingy, we're back. Took a bit of a detour on the rail." And I will use a word for detour that makes it clear that this has magical content, right? It's not just we got lost or something for 8 months. No, it was magic. We were kind of ensorcelled, and but we are back here. So if you want to meet up, contact us. And then I write below it, "Gerald, if you're reading this, yes, I got a letter." So and I don't say anything anymore, but I'll write it down because, it's probably the one who usually checks the drop boxes. I will go and deliver that, and then I will go and talk to my publisher.
All right. Getting back to your publisher, it is, did you have a work that you were already commissioned for?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
So you get a stern talking to, "Cannot believe that you left me hanging like this, Bizarre. I have overhead."
I know. I was chasing a lead and I got lost in the underground. So.
Well, when can I expect the manuscript?
So as soon as I've written it, for me, it was 3 or 4 days ago, okay, that I got lost.
3 or
So
4 days ago. I've been on the hook for 8 months.
I know, I will go to it. But listen, I've been gone for 8 months and I need someone to tell me what's been going on here. I know about the Staries and their projects, but I need someone to give me a bit of the lowdown here on the political side of the same things.
You know that, let's see, you can ask him for stuff. You also have the whole newspaper staff where you work that probably has a better idea.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That I thought that was where I was going.
I was thinking this was your book
okay.
publisher.
No, the book publisher, they can wait. I want the newspaper folks because they know stuff. I need to know stuff
then
now.
He's actually much nicer to you because reporters going missing, what the hell. But they will give you the lowdown that there has been maneuverings going on, that Councilman Fay, who is, as you are aware, the only drow on the council, she has been kind of, word is going around that there are strange rumors about her, and she's been on the outs, and that maneuvers are going on, that the drow houses are going to vote her to no longer be their council person.
Okay.
Wow. And in fact, the word going around is that they're looking into Callus Staries to take over. Keslin Staries to move up. He's been greasing palms, throwing parties, and over the last half year, Staries have been marrying into various drow noble houses right and left. It seems like there is just a slew of Staries cousins who have come available with marvelous bits of dowry or funding to join into noble houses that are here. And you'll see in the papers, probably 20 weddings have gone on in the last half year.
Okay, is there anybody else who could qualify kind of for the council?
Yes, you get 2 names that jump out at you. One of them is Montague Valois.
Montague what now?
MONTAGUE
No, the last name.
VALWA, Valois.
Okay, well, okay.
He is mentioned. People say he is an absolute asshole, one of the most odious and unpleasant people you'll ever deal with, but he's fabulously wealthy, and he has no children. So if they put him up there, it's not like if they get upset, there'll be any sort of vendettas to get rid of him.
And the other guy? Gal?
The other is, let's see here, Hemi Duchess Celero Quinn.
I'll just write what you say,
yeah. The important thing is Quinn. Hemi Duchess Quinn. She is one of the Red Hunters from House Quinn. But she's mostly known for having made her money through robbery and banditry out beyond Spire, and has come back with quite a bit of money, and
like her.
At least according to your sources, tons of dirt. on
Mhm.
a lot of powerful people.
Oh gosh, I love her. And I will now go and do a ritual and put out the rumor. Not an alternative, not a fact right now, but a rumor that a lot of people want her to succeed Faye.
Hmm. All right.
But I have to roll for that.
You sure do.
But I wanted to use that. And
Your cool new move.
yeah, I mean, this is occult, and I'm what occult plus compel, I
High
guess.
society.
Oh no, occult plus.
Oh,
I mean,
Oh, it has
that's
to be a
can-
skill, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it has to be
Yes,
skilled, right? So it's probably compel.
I
yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be anything else that would pop out here. Okay, then I get 3 dice. And I'm rolling. I've got 2 9s.
2 9s. Very good. And D3 of stress.
Yes, right. Yeah, that hurts. That's 3 stress. Did we recover any? Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. So yeah. Ouch. Roll for fallout then.
I'll roll real quick. Looks like you did not take fallout. I rolled an 8.
I really need to do something reckless for the sake of a good story now. Or solve the case.
Or solve a case, yes.
Yeah.
And so the rumor begins to spread.
Mhm.
Cheryl, I believe you were 134, 137.
Jen got me at 131.
131? Okay. Yeah, I knew it was 130 something. I couldn't remember which.
Thank you.
All right. You're waiting till the super arrives. And when, after about an hour, a gentleman comes to the door. So I've been told that you have taken up residence.
Yes, got the whole room. I've looked around. There's like a desk and everything. I don't know what I'll use that for, but I'll find the use for it.
I'm sure you will. There's a couple of rules. Everyone is expected to keep their apartments neat and tidy.
I can do that.
We don't allow any sort of drugs in the apartments. And everybody works. I've been told that you're a cleaner.
Wherever you need me, I'll work
Well,
hard.
for right now, we're going to have you work here inside the apartment building. You're going to be taking care of cleaning all of this floor, as well as the stairwells. All right?
Yeah.
We have a dining room downstairs. You're free to come in to eat whenever you want. Make sure you're always wearing your badge.
I've got it right here.
We make
I'll
sure to
take it
keep
off.
security in our apartments. There'll be patrols. As long as you got your badge, you won't have any problems. Anybody starts harassing you, the patrols will take care of them.
Is his badge different from mine, by the way?
It isn't. He says, and finally, last bit, after you've worked for a couple of weeks, and we see that you're good and diligent, well, then we can look at deciding where best to put you permanently.
I'll do my best. I'll show you what I can do.
I'm sure you will, young man. Look, all of us had problems. You don't need to be scared anymore. You're going to be taken care of here.
Yes, sir.
Get yourself a good night's sleep. and then start your cleaning tomorrow. There's down the hall is the closet with all the cleaning supplies. If you need anything, I'm on the bottom floor.
What do I call you?
Oh, I'm the super.
Okay.
All right. Take care, son. He heads out. These people seem happy. And as you're looking out the door after him, you see some people in the halls. You hear some kids playing down the way. There's even somebody playing a bit of music upstairs.
I wait until it's maybe an hour or more has passed, and then I go back onto the streets. I'll go back to that building where the counselor was.
Okay, are you sneaking out of the building or are you just walking?
I'm just walking out of the building, but I'll find a spot to kind of. I want to. What's my thing called? False face.
Mm.
I want to look like that councilwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Counselor.
Counselor, the lady that was your counselor.
Yeah, I want to look like her.
All right. You do your transform and head into the
D3
building.
stress.
Oh, you should take that.
So that's roll D3.
Mm-hmm.
So clear some dice and okay.
So go to mind.
I'm checking. It doesn't say.
Is it a cult? Oh, it's divine.
It's divine.
It goes to mind.
Yeah. Just what I needed. Ooh, up to 6. Okay. Yeah, and I want to go straight up to the door.
Dang, I rolled a 7. All right. You head up. Counselor.
Number.
You say
I
2?
can't remember all the numbers.
You're saying this to the guard at the door?
Yes.
Sorry, ma'am. 27.
Oh, 27. Would you please open the door for me?
Of course, yes. Did you forget something?
I can't explain. I don't have time to explain all.
Oh, I understand. I mean, of course,
busy.
ma'am.
The Staries, they have work to do for all of us, and I hope your
Stairs be praised, of course.
Staries be praised.
They open the door for you. You head over to her office.
Yeah, I'll go into her office. Absently, just take a handful of badges. Is there any paperwork? I want to look around, see if there's any paperwork. I would be interested to check my own number. If there's anything.
You see your name, and right now there's no number beside it, but as you kind of look around, you see in her inbox there is listed where you've been assigned. You see lots of names. There's probably 100 names in her little book.
Any names that I would recognize? Anything that I mean,
I don't know if you know a ton of people in Derelictus.
No.
So none that pop to you immediately. No.
No family names or anything of.
Mm-mm. You also see there with her, there's paperwork that talks about assigning people to certain jobs. You see she has another file set up for people who have like addiction problems and a setup for them to go and receive further counseling. And then you find a file in her bottom drawer. recommendations for advancement. And as you begin looking through it, you see maybe a dozen people where they have been interviewed and found to have certain skills that are written down. There's talk of particularly observant, very clever, large and quite strong. And you see written underneath it, transfer to doctor, and there'll be like a name of a doctor. And it's different doctor names for each of these people. And at the bottom, recommendation for, and like for the more observant, sliver treatment eyes, for the very large sliver treatment musculature.
I am noting things down. Maybe Vizar's taught me shorthand.
You do a
down all
quick
in the-
copy down,
Yeah,
and
especially the doctor names and
okay.
these people. Yeah,
And after having grabbed this, I'm guessing you're heading out.
yeah. I give the guards a staying vigilant. I see. Very good.
Of course. Have a good evening, ma'am.
And you too, dears.
Stairs be praised.
Stairs be praised.
Where are you heading from here?
I'm check the drop boxes.
All right. You will find, and you found this as well, Bizarre, when you made a drop off. There is a note. I'm going to say that Bizarre got there first. Bizarre, you got a note basically saying, where are you? Get in touch. Gerald, you
It's
find a
probably
note.
older, right?
If you had to guess, it's been changed out consistently because it looks fairly new. Gerald, you find a note from Bizarre in code saying we're back. Fanara, because we're fixing to wrap up here.
Here we are.
Fanara, having looked through all of this, and getting a pretty good lead in on kind of what the financial situation is here, it's not flat out illegal what's going on. But it is clearly an attempt to transfer this type of resource for another. But you recognize a few of these merchant names as home nation merchants that are sending things in. One in particular strikes your attention from way back. Mainly because he's one of the guys that caught you in the vault. Back in years. And he has been sending furniture. But what is noteworthy about it is all of it is bone furniture.
Interesting. Do we have any in stock right now?
You do, in fact, have a Chesterfield in stock that has yet to be transferred over.
Well, if the hour isn't too late, I'll definitely arrange to see it right away.
You take a look at it and give it a solid once over. And as you do, checking the back of it, you find there is a compartment kind of where the bone that makes it up, its hollow core, where once probably was marrow. As you flick open the compartment, comes spilling out 5 bone needles, about 2 inches long, carefully carved and wrapped, or more like etched, with some sort of metallic writing. And as you touch them, you feel magical energies on them. These are Smithers for sure.
Oh yeah. Yep. Has anybody witnessed me doing this?
Not if you didn't want them to.
I sure didn't.
But you do see on the tag, it is set to be picked up in the morning.
I look over my ledgers again. About how quickly do we turn over this furniture stock?
As soon as it comes in, it's picked up within a day or two.
Right, right.
as
And it's
in-
usually like one piece at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
Antiques, obviously.
Oh, obviously. I mean,
And very expensive.
oh, of course. I mean, what fine pieces these are. And you have to treat them very carefully. And they're coming all the way from the home country. I mean,
Indeed. Such rare and fine items.
This is me debating whether or not I want to, put them back where I found them or not. It's very
I was giving you a moment to think on it.
All right, back in they go for now.
You hear the kind of click as the compartment slides shut.
And I'll exit the room and excuse both myself and any remaining staff for the evening.
Everyone begins to head off as evening falls. And I think we're going to end with Sir Sorden. The party has gone on. People are, drinking to your name and the quest, the grail. When the door opens and a woman shaped very much like a refrigerator. She is all block and pure muscle. You don't know if you've seen her before. Maybe at a distance. She's wearing heavy armor. On her chest, you could see there is a snake emblazoned, its eyes plucked out. As she steps in, she says, Sorden.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm Lynette Grindell, head of the Blind Serpent Knights.
Hi.
My patron has told me that you have something impressive. She reaches down towards her side and you see her grab her sword. And as she pulls it out, there's a smell of copper as it begins to drip blood. Brother, I've come to fight. And that's where we're going to end. So, if folks want, let's we could do a little stars and wishes. But if we would, Jim, will you pause this a moment? I'd love to take 3 minutes so I can take. Yep. All righty. Well, let's do a little stars and wishes. Let's start at the back end and work our way up.
Okay.
Sabine,
Back
any
end is me.
stars?
Yeah, I like giving out stars. Stars are fine. Everyone was great. I love Gerald being like, let's not talk about the elephant in the room. Let's just talk about this guy looking at you. That will surely help this relationship. If I'm jealous and try to control you. Yeah. So I love that. I love Gerald being so totally clueless what as to the whole relationship stuff. So yeah, stars to that, and also stars to Gerald at this house, being the downtrodden kind of. I love that. It was very well acted. And yeah, Fonara for her money laundering scheme. Oh no, wait, no, wasn't her.
It's not my scheme.
Well, you can profit from it, so it's fine, I guess.
Awesome.
I mean, you just have to sell it the right way. And Sordin having a beer mood. Yes, thank you. That was great. I love that. Love the whole I'm on a quest, and the way you sold it with this total sincerity, that was really great. I love that. And yeah, Tyler, for the changes that happened in the city and the way you portrayed them, that was really chilling. So we.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Jen, any stars?
Once again, one of the easiest stars to throw is, of course, Tyler. Your voice work was, as usual, real good. Lots of distinct characters, lots of clear emotion and performance. Good times. I love the stunning developments that keep layering on as this adventure progresses. Gulp, as it were. I am nervous about the future, and that's fun. Gerald and his very clever infiltration of that poorhouse. It's like, oh yeah, okay, we get to see one of these places from the inside, and that was very cool and creepy and edifying and interesting. So that was very neat. I love seeing more of the night culture in the Kraken Bell, with Sordin revealing his quest and people giving him shit over it, but then kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I like free drinks. I like quests. I like having a strong reputation as an order of knights. So that's cool. I'm really interested to see how that develops. Vizar, I liked that you went straight to newspaper groups. Oh my goodness. Nixon is meow meow. Oh, he's so sad, you guys. Well, he might not be sad. Those Nixon meows weird, and he does these peeps instead of your usual meows. So sometimes he'll make these like little baby noises, and it's like, oh, he's picking a fight. He's pissed. These are his murder noises, and it's like, meow, 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 meow. It's like, oh, that's the death sound. Okay, thanks, buddy. But yeah, it was a good getting back on our feet kind of session, I think. So I'm looking forward to more.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Alex, any stars?
I really liked that Vizar's jumping on board the bickering, passive aggressiveness, and even though we weren't in like much together, it felt like that was a joining, that kind of a thread that went through the session that kind of made me feel a bit connected in a strange way, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, voice work, of course, and I love Tyler's. really loved the sister brother relationship that Sabine and you did together. I thought that was really well played from both sides, and that kind of charming disarming of her rage was really nicely done. And the kind of looming what shit have we stepped into with Fanara and Zordon, I loved, and how they dealt with it was just that leeching of the knights was it feels like the hooks of the stories really felt it. Very nice stuff. Yep.
Lovely. Thank you very, very much. And Jan, any stars?
So like the first thing I really enjoyed was Fazar just going to draw like it's cool. I'm like that's cool. It's like just I also really enjoyed Gerald just being very clueless and then suddenly going like, and now I'm going to actually turn into that lady, and I'm going to like there was that switch of like, oh, what's going on? I don't know, and I'm like suddenly like, and now I'm her, and I'm going to infiltrate. And yeah, I really enjoyed the scenes with the knights. I was hoping for a bit of I was hoping to get a bit of Bond stuff in, and I like that we did, and I'm curious how it will work out.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. I want to hit a star of I really loved Fanara kind of seeing and investigating and figuring out what's going on in her business. I liked that. I thought that was super cool. I really enjoyed where you I like that Thor's scene a lot, talking with her. I thought that was really touching. And I like the night stuff. I liked the infiltration, Gerald. I liked getting a chance to see this happy stuff going on that the Staries are doing, and at the same time it having a creepy overtone, a culty sort of feel to it. And Sabine, I loved doing your sister. I thought that was a lot of fun. I thought that was a ton of fun. We'll start with you then, Jan, for wishes. Any wishes?
I'm gonna cheat and go like, oh, I wish Rich was here, because there was definitely like it makes more sense to have the like religious stuff with Aramids, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to skip over that for an entire session, so I'll just work around. But yeah, I could have used an Aramids.
I hear you. Alex, any wishes?
Well, yeah, ditto. I want to see Aramis, and I want to see him reuniting with is it Yvette? I want there to be a full-blown argument with Vizar. Cheryl. I want that to happen. To
Awesome.
deal with the issues, not just
to argue.
We'll see.
All right, we'll see if that happens. Awesome. Thank you very much. Jen, any wishes?
Easy wish, I guess, is to see more popcorn inducing arguments between Vizar and Gerald, or not arguments, as the case may be, because that was pretty delicious and I forgot to call it out in my stars. Let's see, other wishes. Goodness. I mean, Rich back, easy wish. Anything else that I really want to do or see? Nothing comes to mind. I'm excited for the ride as usual.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much. And Sabine, any wishes?
Oh, I definitely want to have Aramit's back because I've got so much stress, and also because I love Rich playing Aramit's. So that is a wish, and I don't know. I want to get my hands dirty on the politics, but I want to talk at least to Fanara before I set out facts and lies, because I feel that right now we can use some of these.
We've got some stuff.
Yeah, we got some stuff, but I might need some help getting my head in order before I progress with this.
Probs.
Awesome.
So,
thank you very much.
Yeah.
I obviously I agree.
And
yes.
Can I say another wish?
Certainly.
I really want to see where this thing with Gerald and Bizarre is going. I'm really curious about this.
Nice. I'll agree. Missed you, Rich. And I'm looking forward to showing what 8 months has been in his life sphere. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and I have something there I think is going to be cool. I want to get us all together again so we can kind of converse on what everybody's discovered of the changes. I think that's going to give us good perspective. And I do want to get some of our my wish is to give us something to work at. I laid a lot of groundwork. Next time I really want to give us some things that we feel like we can point to, so that we have some focus. But along with that, I am extremely excited with how it's feeling. So thank you all very much for getting our crew together and doing this. I appreciate everyone playing. And I guess sans Rich, I will say thanks folks for watching, and we will be back again soon. Bye all.